Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Jake here, and welcome back to another Pokemon Go PvP video. And I have a very special video for you guys today. This video is going to be the recap of the Chile South American Championships winner, and that is Escombraura. If you guys have not noticed or you didn't tune into the Santiago, Chile live stream last weekend for the Silph League Arena Season 1 Championships in South America, this is your guy right here. You guys are watching the winner of the Santiago, Chile Championships, and that is Escombraura. Now, he was kind enough to send me his matches. Now, there are a few matches where he was not able to record, or his recording failed on him, and also it failed in the last round. So I will show you guys that team. But right before we get into this, guys, I want to say, if you guys are new here, please don't forget to drop that subscribe, leave a like, and comment down below what you think of these battles today, and if you'd like me to do more commentary and shoutcast tournament style videos on my channel. Now, like I said, this is going to be commentary and somewhat of a shoutcast. I'm not going to be shouting because it's late at night, but I'm going to be trying to get as hype as possible for these battles, because this is the winner right here. This is the third winner of the championships, guys. This is no joke. This guy is a pro, and he clearly knows what he's doing if he has to beat some of the top trainers in the world. So you guys can follow him on his Twitter if you'd like to keep up to date. His Twitter is the same spelling as his Pogo name, which is Escombraura, as you see up here on the screen. Type that into Twitter and you could find him there. So shout out to you, Escombraura, and appreciate you for sending me these battles. So without further ado, I think I cleared everything up in terms of the introduction and everything like that. But anyways, yeah, this is it. It's the world's format. So Escombraura's team is up on the screen. That is going to be Swampert, Charm, Clefable, Tropius, Lantern, Skarmory, and Alolan Muck. And his opponent in round number 1 of the preliminary finals is going to be a trainer named Avices Umbreon, and this trainer is going to be using Ivysaur, Azumarill, Alolan Muck, Vigoroth, Altaria, and Lantern. So again, to reiterate, this is going to be the preliminary finals. So this overall was a tournament, a Swiss style tournament. And top 8 trainers made it to the final top 8 to see who wins the championships. And Escombraura ended up making it in the top 8. So he moved on and he ended up winning it all, guys. So let's see exactly how this trainer just dominates the competition here in the prelims. And without further ado, let's get right into these battles. So you guys saw his team right there. You can pause it if you'd like. But jumping into this first game here against his first opponent, Avices Umbreon. He's going to be leading with that Charm Clefable, and he leads with Azumarill. So Escombraura here on the bottom and his opponent across from him. This Charm Clefable is going to be chipping away a lot of damage from that Azumarill there. So he is going to actually decide to block that Ice Beam. Now this is all in Spanish, so I'm going to just have to guess based on the animation here. He's going to go for the Meteor Mash. Bien, Daniel. But yeah, he's going to actually decide to use his energy there. And let's see if he commits 2 shields. Wow, he does. He is very invested in this Clefable, clearly. And he will be able to finish off this Azu without taking any more charge move damage. And wow, he's almost up to another Meteor Mash, guys. So not only was 1 shield forced, he also has that Meteor Mash, and in comes his opponent's Vigoroth, and he's going to hit him hard here with the Meteor Mash. He does block it, and now I can only expect... Oh, he's not going to decide to feint him down with counters. He's going to finish it off with Body Slams. That's actually probably smart, because a few more charms would take that Vigoroth below half HP. And he brings in Tropius, which is Air Slash, guys. Air Slash Tropius. This will be able to handle Vigoroth quite well, although those Body Slams actually chunk away. And he decides to swap into, wow, Altaria. deciding to give up switch advantage there. But this Alolan Muck is not taking those Dragon Breaths very well at all. And this Sky Attack is going to do some major damage. Oh, it's actually a Dragon Pulse. Wow. That hurts. Wow. And all he can do now is hit this. What is that? Is that Dark Pulse? Yes, that is Dark Pulse. And wow. This is going to be really, really bad. But he does have that Aerial Ace. Yeah, he does have that Aerial Ace there. Which, oh my god, it KOs the Tropius. Wow. And then in comes Vigoroth, which is dealing not very effective counters to the Tropius. It's going to be able to survive this Body Slam. But the question is, will that Vigoroth have enough energy? No, it won't. And this Leaf Blade is going to KO this Vigoroth. And wow, that's really surprising to see. I actually forgot that it was Air Slash Tropius against Altaria. I thought it was done for. Because Leaf Blade or Razor Leaf Altaria versus Altaria there wouldn't have KO'd, I don't think, in time. But yeah, really, really just perfect in game one. Really good plays, and Air Slash Tropius coming in to surprise his opponent there for sure. Alright guys, so jumping into game number 2 up against his round 1 opponent, Avises Umbreon. He's going to be leading Skarmory with Clefable in the back and Swampert in the middle. Let's see how he does. Alright, so his opponent is going to be leading with Alolan Muck. This is a pretty positive matchup for Skarmory. It is taking immune damage from, well, actually it's not running Poison Jab, is it? I think that's a Snarl, actually. So actually it's a better matchup for Alolan Muck. But Skarmory should still be able to win this, especially since he did not shield that. I kind of expect the shield to come out here. No, he does not. And that Dark Pulse isn't that bad. Skarmory can take that. And ooh, his opponent switches out into Azumarill, and he is going to counter that Azumarill with his own Clefable. He's really showing a lot of love to Clefable, and I just love that. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Clefable in Twilight, and seeing it get love in regionals, well, not regionals, what am I saying, in worlds, is really, really cool. But yeah, he's gonna, I know exactly his strategy here. He's going to shield this and then just farm this down with charms, I believe. Maybe, yeah, okay, so he decides to farm it down. Looks like his opponent got one little tad bit of lag there, but I don't think it would have made that big a difference. But anyways, he's going to force that shield out of this Alolan Muck, which should be able to take down Clefable. It does not. Wow, Clefable here. And it's going to get off another... Oh, never mind. I take that back. It does not get off another charge move. Now, this is a tough choice here because... Oh, he decides to bring in his Swampert, but it has Sludge Wave, guys. That is pretty massive for this matchup. He's going to be expecting a Hydro Cannon here, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, does he get him through the shield? He does. Wow, he was not expecting that at all, guys. Wow, 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 wow. No need to shield this because he has that Skarm in the back. And it has loaded energy. Oh, wow, but wait, his Skarm is really, really low, actually. That may have been a mistake. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get to 2 Sky Attacks here, actually, guys. I take that back. That looked like he had that in the bag after that. Maybe he should have actually... Wow, what? He was one more Air Slash away from that Sky Attack, guys. So really, really close game number 2. I think he should have just went for the shield and then forced the final shield from the Altaria with one more Hydro Cannon, and then immediately after that switch into his Skarmory to fire off the Sky Attack and finish the game. But it's harder to say when you're not the one playing. So yeah, really, really awesome first 2 games, and let's jump into game number 3. Alright guys, so jumping into game number 3, he's going to be leading with that Skarmory again, and out comes his opponent's Azumarill. So this is a really even matchup. It depends on who has CMP, and it seems like he gave his opponent CMP, and he decides to actually swap out into, wow, Lantern, giving away his second Pokemon, and in comes that Altaria. Now this isn't actually that great of a matchup for Altaria when Lantern already has this much energy coming into it. As you can see, they're already below half HP, and it looks like this Lantern can actually force a positive matchup out of this, but he decides to not shield, and in comes the Dragon Pulse, which is going to do a decent amount, but this Lantern should be able to get, oh no, it is not able to get to another Thunderbolt, but in comes that Clefable, and that's going to annihilate that Altaria there. And let's see what he brings in next. It's going to be that Azumarill again, so we know it has that saved energy, so he is going to block this, and it is that Ice Beam. But Clefable is pretty tanky. Well, not that tanky, but able to tank a few Ice Beams at the very least. And I expect him, yeah, he's gonna use his energy here so that he can get rid of this Azumarill. I might actually expect a shield out of this. Yeah, he does shield, thinking he can get off another Ice Beam, and he can. So I don't believe he's gonna keep this Clefable in here any longer, which he does not. So in comes the Scarm, but this is perfect energy, or perfect health to farm. So this Scarm is loaded with energy right now, and what's in the back? It is Alolan Muck. This is really good for him, because he's going to force this last shield out, and he's going to have pretty much another Sky Attack ready to go right after that. But he decides to not shield. That's really interesting, because this isn't a winning matchup anyways for him because of how much energy he has already. But I mean, I guess his opponent knew that. Yeah, he's just not going to have the energy to finish this. This is pretty much a GG. Out comes Escombraura's last shield, and in comes his final Sky Attack to pretty much finish this game. As we watch Escombraura take preliminary round 1. So GG's, and let's get into round number 2. Alright guys, so hopping into round 2 of the preliminary finals, Escombraura will be facing off against his opponent, and this trainer's name is Dr. Trotter, and he is going to be running Victory Bell, Swampert, Skarmory, Bastiodon, Toxicroak, and Sableye. So let's see what he can do here. He's going to be leading with Clefable, and he leads Skarmory, so this is not a great matchup at all for Clefable. I expect he's going to switch out of here soon, and he does, into the mirror match. So let's see, what does he bring in? Is it going to be Bastiodon? It is Bastiodon, so this is a really bad scenario because he has 2 steel types, guys, and you guys know steel resists fairy and is super effective against fairy, so that's really not good. Dr. Trotter knows he can farm this matchup, but he decides to actually immediately go for the flamethrower. He decides to let it go through, which is standard. He should be able to get to this next flash cannon, which he does, so that'll chip down this Bastion a little bit more. But so far he is not in a very good spot at all, because he still has to deal with that Skarmory. So, but he does have the Lantern in the back. So let's see if he brings Victory Bell though, his opponent. He's gonna let this Stone Edge go through, and he's gonna actually swap out into Victory Bell. But this isn't a great matchup either for Clefable. You guys can see, look at that Razor Leaf damage. Wow. He's just gonna farm this thing down and shield this Meteor Mash, and this is pretty much game over. He does in fact shield it, and now he's just farming, banking a ton of energy, waiting for this Lantern to come back in. And I mean, he still has 2 shields, but at this point, by the time he even gets to Thunderbolt, his health is gone. You guys see that right there. Pretty much 2 shields gone to waste. But that's just how it is sometimes in these matchups, guys. You can't always win, especially if they have 2 hard counters to you like that, and they win the opening scenario. So that was game number 1. Let's jump into game number 2. Alright guys, so jumping into game number 2, against his opponent, Dr. Trotter, they actually do lead Skarmory. So it's a Skarmory mirror match, and he does have the double waters, and he decides to actually swap out into Swampert. Very interesting choice. And in comes that freaking Victory Bell, which is going to easily handle this Swampert, but he decides to not block the Sludge Wave. Wow. Interesting play. That's actually really good because it It lures out, it draws out that victory bell, and now he can just farm it away with Skarmory. And in comes that Bastiodon again. So this is actually not as bad because he does have Lantern in the back still, guys. So Lantern can definitely take down Bastiodon and Skarmory if it has that energy advantage. But this is definitely not a good spot to be in if you're him, because this Skarmory is just gonna get farmed down. He decides to block though. Oh, I see what he's doing, and he switches out into Lantern. Now he is trapped with no good matchups, but he decides to actually bring in Skarmory anyways, which is interesting. He knows he doesn't have to block any of this. I'm really curious to see how this plays out actually, because this Thunderbolt is gonna have to be blocked, right? And it is blocked. So I wonder what his plan is here. Try to maybe kill the Lantern and hopefully his Skarmory survives. But no, he forces the last shield out here. Which I'm not so sure about that choice. But, I mean, he has Bastiodon still in the back. So he needs to keep that in mind, which I'm sure he is at the time. And now he is going to try to sacrifice his Skarm, which he does do. But it's not going to take enough damage to faint there. So yeah, in comes his switch back into Bastiodon, but he does have that flash cannon. So this is really an interesting game to watch, because the timers are so slow in these Pokemon because they're so tanky. Oh, that Bastiodon might get to another flamethrower. Does it? It does not. Oh, but it does have a Stone Edge banked. Oh wow, and that Stone Edge is going to take this Lantern down severely low. Oh, I don't think this Lantern has enough life left to get to that Thunderbolt, sadly. Oh, this is going to be close. Nope. One more. Wow. Skarmory ends up fast moving down that Lantern, and that's going to be an 0-2 for Escombraura in round number 2. Wow. Who would have thought Dr. Trotter would have been the guy who beats the world champion? But really nice comeback from Escombraura there to try to turn that situation into a positive one. But I mean, he wins the world champs anyways, so it doesn't really matter at this point. All you can really do is move on from this battle. But let's get into round number 3. Alright guys, so jumping into round number 3, Escombraura is going to be facing off against Krastak, and he is running Lantern, Skarmory, Meganium, the Lanoon, Umbreon, and Hypno. So really interesting lineup you have there. Lot of Pokemon you don't normally see in the world's meta. Hypno though is definitely a strong pick, and Umbreon is a super tanky one as well. And then the Lanoon there having really solid coverage against a lot of the world's top choices. Let's see how Escombraura does in this round number 3. So he leads with the Alolan Muck, and his opponent leads with the Skarmory. So not the greatest matchup, and his Alolan Muck is running Poison Jab. So it is going to be farming energy quite fast, and he's going to go for the Shield Bait here. But I don't think he's going to get him, because Dark Pulse really doesn't do that much. And he's going to actually decide to... Oh, he tried to swap out there, but it was a fail swap. It was CMP type for the most part. But now he is going to swap out into his own Skarmory. And he's going to switch into Meganium. That is not a good choice at all. He probably was not expecting a Skarmory swap in, and he's going to actually hurt himself here in confusion, or hurt himself with confusion and swap out to the Grass Pick, and this is not good. He's going to let that go. He knows he lost that Meganium. That was a big mistake. He's going to switch into Lantern, so maybe a misclick there. But, you know, it happens to the best of us, guys. We've all been there, I'm sure. But he is now switch locked still, so this Lantern can't go to town. But Escombraura is doing a lot of damage with these Sky Attacks, slowly chipping away. And he's going to get out of there to prevent the T-Bolt damage into his Alolan Muck, which can now be farmed down, actually. So maybe not the best. But he might actually get him here with the Acid Spray. Let's see. Does he get the Shield Bait? He does. Oh my goodness. Ooh, this sucks for the Lantern. Wow. After this Lantern uses Thunderbolt, it's dead. It does not have enough time to get to a second one. A ton of wasted energy there, but he's gonna actually swap out of his lantern, mostly just because it was pretty much dead anyways. So, and he swaps out into the Scarm. He can tank a Sky Attack because Clefable is pretty tanky, and this Meteor Mash. Oh, he's gonna actually farm it down. Wow, Charm really doing that much damage to a Steel type like Skarmory, huh? That's really interesting. Yeah, this is GG's. That Lantern's done for. As you can see, Clefable doing so much work for Escombraura so far in this recap. Wow, dude, he is a master. I need lessons from you, Escombraura, on how to run Clefable, because my man, you are doing amazing with this thing. Alright guys, so jumping into round number 4. Unfortunately, he was not able to get the other parts of the recordings for round 3, but he did in fact win. He won 2-1. But his recording failed or something like that. He was only able to get the one game. But he did win 2-1 like I said. And now we are going into round number 4 against his opponent named MKBron11. And he will be running Skarmory, Ivysaur, Hypno, Sableye, Medicham, and Swampert. So a lot of Ivysaur and Hypno being ran in this tournament. Really interesting why Ivysaur over Venusaur or Frenzy Plant. But let's see how this comes into play against MKBron. So he's going to be leading Skarmory, and MKBron also leads Skarmory. A lot of mirror matches so far in the tournament. Let's see how he decides to play this out. Is he running double water again? I think he was. Going to try to maybe hit the Flash Cannon here. Or try to bait a shield maybe with the Flash Cannon, but I doubt that's going to happen. He will finally fire off the Sky Attack. No shield definitely coming out. This is a pretty boring match to watch. Oh, he's gonna go for the shield here. Interesting. That's really interesting to see. He's gonna hit him with the Sky Attack. This is one of the most boring matchups to like commentate over. But oh, he's gonna make a fast swap into Skarmory. But does he have a counter? He has Medicham, so that is a pretty solid counter. But this Swampert does have a bunch of energy already stored. So, ooh, he's going to decide to tank that first Hydro Cannon. I wonder if he's going to shield this. I was going to say if he does shield, I believe he can beat this Medicham. But he goes with the safer route and decides to not shield. But this is definitely going to force a shield out of his opponent. Yeah, it does. But man, the Swampert's going to get to another Hydro Cannon. Ooh, his opponent is counting very well here, knowing he was one more Mudshot away, and he's going to finish it off with the Power Up Punch. Could have gotten a little scary there if he got greedy and died because of it. But he brings in the Skarmory and is able to farm it down at the cost of a shield, though. So let's see if this plays a part into the final 2 matchups. So, using both shields on a Skarm, and oh man, his last Pokemon is Swampert. This is really dangerous when your shields are down. But he knows he has to swap immediately. And his opponent's going to swap out of Swampert there. I wonder why he chose to do that. One Earthquake would have easily gotten rid of this Alolan Muck. Huh. So that Skarmory goes down there, and he brings in the Swampert once again. And the Swampert's going for a huge energy farm here. And he is obviously counting very, very well. He's going to hit. Oh, that's a big mistake. He hits the Hydro Cannon instead of the Earthquake, which means he's going to be able to get off this Dark Pulse. And that Swampert is down. Wow. That's... Ooh, if I was him, I would just go for the Hail Mary Earthquake, because he saved up a ton of energy for that. And unfortunate for his opponent to pretty much KO, but not fully. And just wow. Can't get any closer than that, really, guys. He had probably another Hydro Cannon banked along with that. He just wanted to save it for the Skarmory in the back. But, ooh. Unfortunate for MKBron, but, you know, that's just what happens. You know, guys, in these high-pressure scenarios, that's just some events that happen when you're under pressure and stress. So that was game 1. Let's jump into game number 2. Alright guys, so jumping into game number 2 against MKBron. He's going to be leading with Medicham and Escombraura. leads with Clefable. This is a super good matchup. Look at that damage. Oh my goodness, dude. This Medicham needs to get out of there now. But he's going to go for the Ice Punch, I imagine. And yeah, it is Ice Punch, but it's not going to do anything. And this is just a pure energy farm for Clefable. So that's a matchup right there where Clefable will absolutely own his Medicham. He does decide to bring in this Ivysaur, and we finally get to see some play from it. But it's going to have to block this Meteor Mash. And he has a Skarmory ready to come in the back. So this Ivysaur is going to farm energy. Yeah, he's counting pretty well here. Gonna let go of some of that energy just to feint down this Clefable. Oh, he goes for Sludge Bomb. Wow, interesting. But in comes the Farmery. That is Skarmory, and it's gonna farm this thing down. He says no and switches into his own Skarm. But in comes the Swampert, and you guys know from Boulder Cup, this is a very positive matchup, especially with the shield advantage. So, going to shield that first Sky Attack and send a Flash Cannon towards that Skarmory there. Let's see, does he decide to block? He does not. So preserving that last shield because he's gonna need it for this Skarmory, or for his Swampert, I mean. And let's see, does he decide to block this final one? He does. So I'm not sure what he's exactly doing. Wow, he waited super long for that one. He almost got Hydro Cannon down. As you can see, it was a CMP tie, so he got fortunate. He was able to get that Sky Attack off. That's going to finish the Skarmory, and in comes that Ivysaur, but it's not going to matter. Sure, it can take down the Swampert, but he still has the Skarmory in the back. Super Effectuo. And yeah, this is going to be easy work for Skarmory. No worries here whatsoever. And he takes that very comfortable 2-0 in round number 4. Alright guys, so jumping into round number 5, Escombraura will be facing off against Kleetor. And Kleetor's team will be Skarmory, Azumarill, Vigoroth, Ludicolo, Umbreon, and Hypno. So Ludicolo making another appearance here in the Santiago, Chile World Championships. Very interesting lineup he has here, and Charm Clefable does seemingly a lot of work against this lineup. So let's see how Escombraura plays round number 5. And this is game number 1. And it is another Hypno versus Clefable lead. So I'm really curious to see how this plays out. But wow, right off the bat, both of these fast moves are hitting like trucks. It actually looks like they're doing even amounts of damage. Farm might be a little ahead though. And he decides to not block that Thunder Punch, and he's going to swap out into Skarmory. But wow, he read his team so well and realized that Lantern would be a solid option here. Because, you know, everyone brings in a Skarmory, I feel like. If you don't have Skarmory on your team, you're doing something wrong. But yeah, Skarmory is just always a Pokemon that gets farmed if it gets locked up like this. But surprisingly enough, Escombraura is going to just fire off this first T-Bolt. There's a little bit of lag being experienced, and he's going to let that Skarmory go. Smart play. There's really no chance to win this matchup or try to fight back. But he does bring in this Vigoroth, and you guys know this matchup very well from Jungle. Vigoroth outspams Lantern. All Escombraura can hope for here is that he forces a shield with a Thunderbolt. So that is what he's going to go for, to force a shield, I presume. And his opponent decides to use a shield. But wow, interesting play to give up switch advantage there and make a last second swap into Clefable. So it does force the last shield there. Maybe that's the entire reason he decided to do that. Maybe he just wanted to force the last shield so that his Skarmory could finally come in to just pretty much mop the floor with the rest of his squad. He knows this is going to be a body slam, so I presume no shield. I'm correct, but it still does a surprising amount. Oh, he brings in the Hypno from before, but unfortunately for the Hypno, it looks like it got the overtap, and this Sky Attack might take it out. Oh, it doesn't. Oh wow, and it's a CMP tie. So, but he still has 2 shields ready to go, no problem. And that is a. Oh, he's running the T-Punch moveset, I think. But yeah, last but not least is that Vigoroth once again, and he has the shield advantage, so it's over. GG's in game number 1 of round 5. Very, very well played, Escombraura. You are mopping the floor with the competition here, it seems. So jumping into game number 2, he's going to be leading with Skarmory, and his opponent leads Vigoroth. Now, this is a iffy matchup for both ends because Skarmory is taking decent damage from the counter, but also resisted from Body Slam, while the Skarmory is dealing neutral. But he's going to decide to swap out into the Hypno and give up the switch advantage again. But he is prepared this time with this Alolan Muck. He has to watch out for Focus Blast, but this certainly isn't going to be one. It is the T-Punch. I mean, he's not going to play any games here. He's going to go straight for the Dark Pulse. I would have maybe went with an Acid Spray bait here, but yeah, he's going to let the Hypno go, and wow, that takes a big chunk of damage. Dang, Hypno is tanky AF. But this Alolan Muck is still going to have a bunch of value because it gets off another move, and I'm guessing Acid Spray. And oh, it comes down to a CMP tie, so let's see if he drops the shield here. He does not. Smart play, and he lets it his Alolan Muck go down because it has pretty much been able to do its job this game. When he brings in the Swampert, he's gonna block that Body Slam, obviously. Yet again, another CMP tie, and let's see if his opponent blocks this Hydro Cannon. He does. So now even on shields, but the Swampert is actually spammier than Vigoroth, it seems. And he decides to actually commit both shields. And wow, what a great switch, dude. What a great switch by Escombraura to just get rid of that final shield and then immediately aggressively switch into Skarmory to take the Vigoroth down without having to take any charge move damage. So Escombraura knows how to play these games, guys. He really does. This is a great learning experience for you guys, but also even for me. Because I usually do that when I get the chance, but he's just so quick on his feet with it. It's really impressive. And right now, this Skarmory mirror match is just gonna end up resulting in him losing his Skarmory, but he still has that shield, so there's really no like point to even trying to fight back. But he is making a nice fight here. He's going to force the shield. There might even be 2 Sky Attacks coming out. There is. Wow. This is going to be really, really close, actually. I take back what I said. This is going to be extremely close. And oh, Mudshot is just way too quick to charging. And this is going to be a GG. Swampert is just barely able to take another Sky Attack. And since it costs so little energy for Hydro Cannon, Mudshot charges it so quick. So that's a wrap. Wow, Escombraura takes yet another 2-0 victory in round 5 of the prelim finals. So yeah, guys, that actually wraps it up for Escombraura's top 8 preliminary finals placement run. He was not able to get any recordings for the final round, but it did go to all 6 rounds, and Escombraura was able to go 5-1. So his final opponent he was able to beat, but unfortunately he did not have the recordings for it. But as you can see here, Escombraura is in the 7th spot, so he is able to clinch top 8, which means he was going to move on to the top 8 in the world for the Santiago Chile Championships. As you can see, South America Championships round of 64. They played Swiss style, whereas in Chicago they played in like the groups of 8. So yeah, a lot. Look at that. Look at those aces, guys. So many high-ranked trainers in this. You scroll down, there's one freaking rival. One rival, and the rest are all challengers, and there's a bunch of aces up here. But overall, really, really well played in this competition, Escombraura. I give props to you all around for this amazing accomplishment. And if only he was able to record the championships, I definitely would have made a video on that also. But I wanted to get this out because he was using his phone for these, whereas the championships, I believe he used phones that were given to him so that they could live stream it. But yeah, just really well played throughout the tournament. Clearly you have amazing skill and are able to beat the best trainers in the South American region, and that means a lot. So again, congratulations on winning the title of the South American champion, and I look forward to shoutcasting some more of your games in the future if you do request it. So shout out to you, bro. Shout out to everyone from the South American championships. You guys are awesome, and I hope one day I'm able to fly down there and maybe compete in one of your massive tournaments, because you guys have an amazing scene and I definitely would like to take part in one of those. Yeah, overall I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please leave a comment and drop a like on the video, especially subscribe if you're new, because you know, I mean, who doesn't like Pokemon Go PvP content, right? Like, who doesn't like watching the South American World Champion play through his preliminary finals group stage, right? I mean, who doesn't enjoy that? Who doesn't enjoy that? I mean, I did. I enjoyed commentating it. But yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. Smash that subscribe, guys. Smash that bell to be notified whenever I go live. Follow me on that Twitter, baby. Follow me on that Twitch. You guys know the drill. And until the next video, I hope you all have a fantastic freaking day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.